everyone. Hey, good morning, welcome all you new folks, and welcome back everybody to Loving It on Keto. You guys, today is our Saturday and my brain's been going crazy. Yes it has, but first of all, you guys, it is Stay on Track for Weight Loss in December challenge. Today is a regular keto day. Use your macros, eat healthy, nutritious foods. Use the do's and don'ts foods list and move your body. For those of you who are brand new, we have a website. It's listed in the description below. We do monthly challenges, and the challenge and the do's and don'ts list right here are
sort of like a rules, I guess, right?
Well, no, they just talk about the healthy foods. It's loosely based on Dr. Eric Westman's page 4 or his phase 1 list out of the End Your Card Confusion book. And I don't want to plagiarize or anything, but I just went through and pulled the healthy foods that he suggests, which are the healthy keto foods that are listed on several different lists throughout the years. So the only thing I added is during fasting, you want to drink black coffee, black or green tea, water, and sparkling still water only. And I've added the use of dry protein powders because we are all making the new protein breads that use the egg white powders or the dried egg yolk or the whole dried whole eggs. So I've added that on my list. So those are minimally processed. They're basically dried and packaged as a flour. So anyway, you guys, everything that you eat or drink the day before, sometimes 2 days prior, can have a direct effect on your weight. And going out to eat or eating out the entire day, even though you're totally keto, like I was, can have a direct effect on your weight because there are hidden ingredients, there's spices, there are additives, there's flavors. You have no control over what they say a portion is. You can do your best, enjoy the day, and move on. And that's what Harry and I did. We went shopping last night, you guys. We had to finish our shopping and we got all of our shopping done. I wrapped packages until 11:33 last night. And I still have a couple of packages to wrap, but I don't have a box that they will fit in. And they're odd sized, so I have to go on a search, on a quest to find those. But bending over the counter, we cleaned off where the big board was, and bending like this, my back last night, I was like going, right? And this morning, man, I can feel it.
The old lady creak.
The old lady creak. My hand, so yeah, my wrist is sore and my back is sore. But we had a fun time, and the odd thing about it, you guys, there were no crowds. We found front row parking. Mm-hmm. We went to the Longhorn restaurant and we didn't have an hour wait. We walked in and got a table within a minute. Yep. We stood there while they went and got a table for us. It's really bizarre because in Christmases past, prior to, let's say, 2019, when the zombie apocalypse lockdown virus hit, you couldn't find a parking space. You had to go round and round and round and around looking for a space. Usually it was at the very back of the lot. No carts were available. Everybody was going crazy over the stuff. It was a big fat mess and thrown everywhere, and the shelves were bare because of the volume of shopping that was being done. So it's kind of scary when we went and everything was folded neatly and nicely and pretty. And I went into this one store that I didn't list, but we went to Macy's, Hobby Lobby, Home Goods, TJ Maxx. I went to this other store where I had to pick up something. Nobody was in that store. It was weird. The guy was like, "Hi, how are you?" I'm like, I bet you.
I got a question.
What's your question?
How many people, you guys, did most of your Christmas shopping online?
On Amazon
and other places instead of going out shopping?
Yes, leave us a comment below.
Because I would really like you guys to chime in on that, because I think it'd be interesting to all of us to see what is going on.
Well, I read an article that Bezos, is he Amazon?
Yeah, he's the one who owns.
He bought ships, cargo ships, and containers. He has his own shipping now to get the products from that other country over in the other side of the world, to bring him here to get through customs faster so he can keep his supply chain in check. So that was quite interesting. I was reading all about it, but it is quite interesting because our whole mindset and our whole thinking and going out into an area where there may be people, and that is, to me, that's a sad thing because I think human beings are basically need other people. I think we need interaction between others. I think we need to get out and about. I think it's healthy to get out and about in the fresh, clean air. Yes, use precautions, but I just feel we're sociable beings and we need to be social. We need to have a place to go and things to do to keep our minds and body active. I just feel that sitting in front of a computer and shopping and doing all these things and closing ourselves off isn't healthy for our minds or our bodies. And I understand the circumstances, please, you guys, and I don't want to get political at all. I'm just saying human beings, yes you do, Harry Shinsky and Marty, I just think that we need the socialization and we can do it safely and cautiously, but I just feel that it was just so weird going out because Harry and I always we'd get dressed up, we'd go to our favorite stores, we'd go have dinner.
I talk to the people.
We'd go get a hot toddy at night. In Washington State, they make a hot rum toddy. Sorry, Harry. I didn't mean to, but I wanted to finish my sentence first, so sorry. Okay.
I know.
What were you?
First.
What were you? No, I wanted to finish my sentence.
Okay. You mean your paragraph?
Oh, I see horns coming out. Smoke.
Well, I miss, because I used to like to talk to some of the people I talked to and find out what's going on and, stuff like now. It's like, walking into mausoleums half the time.
Well, we'd take turns. Somebody would hold all the packages and find a chair somewhere in the store and sit down, and there'd always be another person. I'd always find Harry with all the packages because, there were 4 women in his family and his 3 women in his family and his son. And so he would sit and with all the packages, right? And we'd go crazy, and then it would be his turn to shop with the girls and go buy like my present, and I would buy for him. And he'd always be sitting next to usually another gentleman, and they'd get to talking and stuff like that. Or he'd talk to a cashier or one of the customer service people or whatever. But we used to go out and have like I said, a meal, and then we'd go shopping, and then we'd stop someplace for a hot buttered rum. That was back in Washington where it was cold and chilly, or like an Irish coffee or Irish cream and coffee. Yeah, we'd do that, and it was a whole thing that Harry and I used to do. So we did that last night. We didn't have the Irish cream or the buttered rum, but it was weird. We enjoyed ourselves. It was great because we just meandered through. The carts were there, got a cart, got a parking space, but it was just odd because there wasn't. And here, I don't know about you guys, but I'm taking Mom out to look at Christmas decorations tonight because we always go every year, and there aren't Christmas decorations or lights up in a lot of the neighborhoods like there used to be. I mean, seriously, it's like I don't know, it's just odd that there's the things that you're used to seeing and doing, that they're not there. Anyway, you guys, with everything that you've eaten, I'm going to share what we had yesterday. Now, you guys will see question marks down here because when we eat out or when we have food that's prepared by somebody else, I can't really give you the macros because I really don't know. And honestly, it would be a total guesstimation, which really, in my mind, I can kind of calculate it because I know the foods, but I don't think it's fair to say this is what I had and this is what it was. So I had 2 slices of my protein bread with jam, 2 teaspoons of butter on it. I deconstructed, there was like a burrito bar, and they had a chorizo and eggs.
How was it work?
At work. Had a little bit of cheese on it. This actually says 6-ounce sirloin steak because I only had half of my sirloin steak. I brought home the other half. I only had 3 of the broccoli florets with the 1 pat of butter on it. I had about half of my side salad. I moved over the cucumbers, moved over the tomatoes and stuff, and I had 2 huge wings. I grabbed the 2 big pieces. We had blue cheese dressing. I had collagen and MCT oil powder in the morning. So I don't know what the macros are on those things. Harry had one of my salmon patties. That was the only one that was left. He had it with mustard. He had 2 slices of protein toast with jam. He had his whole steak, which was a 12-ounce sirloin steak, 4 shrimp that were grilled and buttered. He had about half his side salad. He had broccoli with butter.
I ate all that too.
He did. He had 6 of the chicken wings.
Oh, I ate them all.
And blue cheese dressing.
Every ounce of that stuff I had.
1 collagen, 3 tablespoons Keto creamer, you guys.
And who knows what that is?
Yes, who knows? But I can share. I did bring home my steak. Half my steak. I would say roughly it is half.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's half.
That's half of my steak.
Yeah.
So that looks like about a 4 ounce piece of steak. So I probably had about 4 ounces because they measure their steak raw. So 12 ounces probably cooked about 1 ounce, 1.5 ounces off. And then there was a piece of gristle that I cut off of this. It was hard gristle. Couldn't chew it. I was like,
yeah, but it was good steak.
it was very good steak. That was a lot of food, you guys. It was a feast. We knew it was a feast. And you know what? It was keto, and we just move on from that. Because, you guys, yes, we both went up.
Well, when you go out, you know.
I went up a pound. Harry went up 1 4/10. Did we indulge in the cheesiness? Yes. There was a little bit of cheddar cheese in our salad, too. The blue cheese had huge hunks, which Harry was stabbing. He was in the dressing. I should say Marty was in the dressing pulling out all the blue cheese. And I'm like, will you stop that? That's a share. We're supposed to be sharing that. And he's like going, he's just eating all the blue cheese out of it.
Well, I have 2 people on my side to eat for.
And my chicken wings were huge that I had. Literally, they were like drumsticks. They weren't drummies. They were drumsticks. So anyway, Harry, people want to see the big board. So we'll do the big board today. So let's go over to the big board. Okay, Harry, talk to us. Talk to us about the big board.
Oh, you want to talk about this?
Yes,
okay.
I'm sorry.
I thought maybe you wanted to talk about political things or something.
No, we are not. No, we are not. Do not get Harry or Marty started.
Oh,
no political comments, Harry.
Yeah,
none.
no, I've already...
None from our Loving It on Keto family either. No. Come on. What's going on here? What's going on?
You can write me in secret.
No, you cannot.
Okay. So this is like, see, I put a ring around whenever we eat out. So this is stuff we ate when we ate out. Wendy had this at work, which I can't really know how to say it.
Chorizo.
Oh, chorizo. Oh, that's chorizo.
Which is
I know what chorizo is. I grew up in Southern California.
Yes, that's right. We used to eat it all.
Salmon and the whole bit. So pretty much, this is what kind of did us in. But we knew that was going to happen. That's why I ate so light yesterday, because I knew it was going to happen.
With your salmon?
Yeah,
and I think that's why you gobbled down everything on your plate.
God, I ate everything.
Hungry.
I mean, I even licked the plate.
No, you did
People were
not.
giving me weird looks.
Oh, Harry.
Look at that animal over there.
That would be Marty licking the plate. You didn't lick the plate because
Yeah,
I wouldn't let you.
Yeah, that'd be him. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't let you. Yeah, I would not let you. You were stabbing all the blue cheese, though.
Oh, yeah,
let me
man.
tell you, you were taking the blue cheese.
Big hunks.
Hey, you guys, on the way home, we stopped by the post office before they closed. They are open till 8 o'clock, and we got mail. So we thought we would share. Let me get if I can find, oh, look. That's because I put the scissors away last night. I'm very excited about
I washed those and put those away a few minutes ago. So
this looks real, oops.
It was me.
This is from Peggy. I like the little sticker with Santa Claus.
I know, I was checking it out.
Did you see him? Little Santa on a T-Rex right there. That's cute.
Yeah, I liked it. I was checking it out.
That's cute. Yeah.
I got to do my Christmas thing. You know that?
Yes, you do.
I install my video Christmas card.
Yes, you do. I don't want to stab anything.
I'm not going to do another long 15-minute movie again because it just takes for
That's right.
months, and you know, a lot of people just aren't into that. So
I love homemade
oh yeah, me too.
cards
It means,
and crafts.
Yeah, so
it just means so much to me that people would send something look
that they
at
would make. Yeah,
this.
Take the time.
This is amazing.
Oh wow, check it
Look
out.
at
That is
this.
cute.
Isn't that darling?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I like that.
That is darling.
In fact, that's really a great idea for a what do you call it?
An apron.
An apron.
I would love an
It was
apron
coming.
like that. I love that. Okay, there's a note on the back.
Okay.
Wendy and Harry, thank you for all the videos you put out, even with all your health challenges this year. You have changed my keto life for the better. So now I can enjoy a lot of great recipes due to your mad skills. Peggy, this is amazing. I am putting this on my Christmas tree.
Oh yeah, you got to put it on
and
the
this
tree.
is going up every year.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I love it. I love the little, look at the little Santa hat that she made the hat and then put the little balls on it.
I know, it's
It's
great.
three-dimensional. I love it.
That's great.
I would love an apron just like that.
Yeah. Well,
That's darling.
we can take that and
have somebody that's talented make me one.
Yeah. I don't think anybody else would want one, but you know.
No,
You never know.
Maybe they would. Oh, Peggy, you are so talented. Oh my gosh.
What is that?
Peggy made, this is her card, you guys, and she's on Instagram. Peggy, I hope you don't get mad if I share this with everybody, because unique creations by Peggy made just for you. Look at this. It's a calendar, and there's 12 different cards in.
Oh my
Every
goodness.
month is a calendar, and she hand did this. She's an artist extraordinaire.
Now I want to see what the other months are.
But look at this. Even her card is hand drawn.
Yeah, check it out.
Look at this. And this is her. She has an Instagram account. If you guys are interested in any of her stuff,
Hold still.
DM her.
Yeah.
I am so excited, but I don't want to open it up because I want it to be surprised every
Each
single
month, right? Yeah,
Yes,
that's
and I'll
gonna-
share with everybody.
Well, we got to keep it somewhere.
I know. You know what I need?
A little holder.
I need, one of those little artist stands. You know, that you can sit it on, and
You know, you could put a magnet on the back and keep it on the refrigerator.
you could, but then I don't know how I would open it. But because you have to open it, you know,
Yeah, you'll
and
have
put
to
it in.
figure
But
that
I am
out.
so excited. That is so cute. Oh, and I'll circle my retirement day.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll circle my retirement day.
But that means you have to go look for it, which means you're going to have to look at the other months.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And I don't want to. I want a surprise.
I can do it.
I want a pretty surprise
I'll
every
do it.
month. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much. I absolutely appreciate this from the bottom of my heart. I can see the love and caring and detail that you did for us, and I just appreciate it.
I love that.
So much.
That is so cool.
And that's, like I said, it's going on the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
Right in front, right in the middle.
Right.
Right next to a peacock.
Right.
Anyway, let me put this over here because I don't want to lose it. That is just awesome. Awesome. Now, this came to our store.
No, it came to our P.O. box.
It says,
I think. Does it have the P.O. box sticker?
yes, it has the P.O. box. The Christmas Seller is the company that it came from. So, just in case there isn't a card, because sometimes there isn't. This came from the Christmas Seller, Palmyra, Pennsylvania. You guys are getting some cold weather in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed you are. Well, that's interesting. How do you open?
How about you just open it like a regular box from the bottom?
How about I just do that?
Yeah, from the bottom.
Okay. Let me see if this says anything. Kendra. This is from Kendra. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited, Kendra. Because I read what it is.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
You
I did.
cheated!
Well, it said so. Ooh, now I'm even more excited. I am. It was wrapped very, 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 very well. Oh my gosh,
that.
isn't that an amazing ornament?
Wow.
Oh, I think that's the prettiest ornament I've got on my tree.
Look at that. Yeah, I think so too.
Look at that.
Wow.
The most beautiful ornament that is beautiful. Look at that.
Got to get a special little box for that. You know that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure
Is it glass?
It's whatever they hand do. This is a handmade. Look at the little crown that goes with it. Even if you can see it.
So I can see it.
Wait a minute. I don't wanna.
Heard it?
Yeah, I'm like afraid. There. Just because.
Hold it still.
I'm sorry.
Hold it straight. I like that. That is so cool.
I love that. I'm going to go put that on my tree right now. I love that. I love that.
We'll set it down. You can do them all at the same time.
That's what I'm going to do. But I want to set it down on this paper because...
We'll put it over there.
And you know what? We've got to save this wrapping part of it so that we can put it...
back.
Oh my gosh, Kendra. That is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man.
That is amazing. I got peacocks made from Princess Ninja and Keto. Melanie made me resin ones that I asked her to make me, and those are on my tree. And this one's going to be on my tree. I'm so excited. I'm a peacock.
You should keep that box to put all this stuff
I will.
in.
I will. I'll put that right there, and we'll write peacock on it.
Yeah.
Now, this says
I think that's
original. It's from Donna. It's from the World Market in Martinsville, Virginia. Is where this came from. So, at least that's what it says on the label.
Is that why you were asking me to buy something from World Market?
Well, yeah. I didn't know if you did or not. Because this came. Uh-oh. I read it.
You gotta stop that.
No, I can't help it. I can't help it. Man. Ooh. Where's my, here it is. Here it is. Okay, let's take a peeky see. Okay, come on, puppy. I reuse things, and let me tell you, we're gonna be packing this back away.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they give you a box.
Oh
That's
my
great.
goodness sakes, you guys are coming up with some of the most beautiful, spectacular peacocks.
Wow,
That's
look
a
at that
Poison A1. Look at that.
That
Here,
is
back
cool.
up a little bit so I can do the twirl. Look, its tail comes all the way around.
Right.
And then starts
Wait,
there.
let me get you in focus.
Here.
Okay, go. Wait a minute. Hold it in front of your face because it's locking on your face. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
And then do the turn. Look, his tail almost matches.
Yeah, look at that. That is so cool. That's beautiful.
That's a beaut. You guys are spoiling me. These
my
are
goodness.
beautiful. You don't know how hard it was. I was like surfing for peacock stuff, and I kept saying, "No, Wendy, you can't get that. Wendy, you have to buy for other people. You can't get that. You can't get that." Man. And look, it matches my clothes.
Yeah.
Both of them do. These are amazing. These are going right on the front of my tree.
Oh yeah.
I'm so blessed. You guys, thank you so much. So very much. What a pretty box.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
save
neat.
it and I'll know exactly what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I need a
So
box.
you need to put all those in
Yes,
the same box
I do.
because that way you don't lose them.
Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Very excited. And I need this box too. And I need this.
Maybe that box you
Here,
should
I'm going
use.
to put all this over here because,
Right.
yes. We have a storage locker, so I absolutely want to do that. I'm so excited.
I don't know if I want to put those in the storage locker. They're glass. We might have to.
Well, I think if we wrap them and bubble wrap them and put them in, I think they'll be good. I need to get, remember we used to get that case where you could put your
Yeah.
special ones in.
Yeah.
I think we need to go look for that right after Christmas.
Those things are cheap. I don't like them. They collapse.
Well, no.
They're made out of that corrugated plastic.
Remember those pretty boxes we saw?
Yeah, that would be a good box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
That would be a good box.
Yeah.
Get a big box chest that's
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could even leave it in one of the back rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, my carnivore crisp
yes.
is here. Woo woo. I love this stuff, you guys. Grass-fed beef top sirloin.
Yep.
Eye of round.
Ooh, I love that.
You love leg of lamb too.
That's one of my favorites.
Which is so funny that you would love that, and I love it too. And the pork loin, you always grab it. You always grab it.
Oh yeah, pork. I love that. Let's face it, I just like all this stuff.
You mentioned liver and
I have a problem with liver.
well, I know you do, but I like it, and so does Sally.
Sally loves
I
it.
take a bite, she gets a bite.
Yeah.
Chicken breast, which we
Oh, I love
absolutely
that.
love.
That's
and
like potato chips.
this is my most favorite in the entire
Yeah, I
world.
can't. I'm not allowed to touch that.
So the beef brisket is mine, and if there were chicken skins in here,
They'd be mine.
we'd be arm wrestling
But they'd
over
be
it.
mine.
And I'll tell you, one of the things we did was we brought carnivore crisps with us in a backpack to Disneyland. And we were standing in the Space Mountain line, and I pulled out the chicken skins,
Yeah.
and we started eating them. And I said, hey, film me, you know. And people were like, watching this, and like, what are they eating and everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so good. And about when we were done filming, these people were like, excuse me, did I hear you say those were fried chicken skins? And it's like, where can I get them? So of course, me being me wanting to share, I told him all about carnivore crisps and chicken, and he took pictures of the bag. So I think we sold him on those. I really do. And then of course, look, Sally gets some beef sliders.
Goody.
Yes, she does.
Goody.
She gets two, and she gets her beef and liver sliders.
Cool.
She loves these, you guys. She hears that. She must be doing a long puppy
Yeah, I
down
think
time right
she's
now.
sleeping now. She's snoring.
Long puppy down time.
Usually, if she hears the name Crisp, she comes in.
This is what I go for. See this fat? Can you see that they leave the fat on here? This is like buttery, velvety gold, and it's got red mineral salt on it. I like take the piece, and I like, and I eat all the fat off, and then I eat the rest of it. I have like this whole routine because it's yummy. If they sent me a bag of just beef fat, fried beef fat,
She'd
I
love
would
it,
be
man.
in heaven. I'm telling you, because it's so good. No, you got to have some of the meat, because it probably would be. Anyway, you guys, I have something that I have been thinking about last night. We're going to come back in the next segment, and we're going to talk about it. Yes, indeed. You guys, call me crazy. Call me the mad scientist in the kitchen. But is there such a thing as twice baked bread? I don't know, but you know what? Today we are gonna find out using Wendy's protein power flour. Yes, indeed. And I'm tweaked a recipe. I'm gonna share it with everybody right now. And I'm doing this live. I don't know if this is gonna be a win or a fail or a but you guys are coming along with me because somebody mentioned to me, one of our Loving It on Keto family members made a comment that got my mind going, I wonder if I could do that. And you know what? There's only one way to find out, and that's just do it.
Yeah, well, if it comes alive, I'm leaving.
Oh, okay. If it growls at you over through the oven. So, here's what we are doing. I've got my KitchenAid mixer out today. Thought I'd give her some love. Give Ruby some love, right? You know, I'd make her feel good. She's the big red Ruby. Okay, here's what I've decided to do. I went out and bought more cage-free egg whites from Kirkland, from Costco. I got a case because on occasion I make my loaves, and I wanted to make a gingerbread loaf, which I'm gonna do, and I wanted to use the egg white the real egg whites because it's a softer texture, you know, than the Wendy's version 3.0 or 3.1. Very little difference in either one of those that use the egg white powder. So I'm going to use a carton, just a whole carton. It's a 16-ounce carton, 1 pound or 454 grams. It's just easy that way. It's just easier. Just pour it in. Now, I'm going to make the dry mix that I'm going to put in once these are beaten stiff. The only thing that's going in this is going to be some salt and some cream of tartar, and we'll go over that in a minute. But you guys see something missing here? Just come look. There is no egg white protein powder because I thought we all have made our breads, and there's some that don't rise very well, and there's pieces and there's heels and there's bread, you know, that you can save. Well, instead of throwing it away, make your protein power flour out of it and reuse it. Take your bread and make bread with it. Twice baked bread, get it? So I don't know if it's going to work. I really don't know.
Well, I don't even know what you're doing yet.
I am going to put in, instead of a cup or 3/4 cup or 1/3 of a cup, whatever you use for your egg white protein powder, I'm using a cup. I'm just going to put it in, and then I just kind of want to measure it.
It's like a replacement.
Yes. I got to get it's got the big bag in there. I'm going to get a spoon. Yeah, my drying desiccant.
Desiccant.
So I'm going to move my bag out of the way. And it's a big one, sorry. They have smaller ones. I just chose the wrong one. I chose not unwisely, but I chose wrong. And I think if you're going to make and store this, you need to have one in there. Yeah. I don't want to pack the flour down. I don't want to pack the flour down. And I kind of want to get a gram weight on it because then I'll know precisely if it turns out what I need to have in it.
I'll turn it on.
I will. Thank you, dear. And this is still the flour that's left over from one loaf of bread that I used to make my salmon patties. This, and what else did I use? Yeah, it is. Okay, here you go. 52 grams. So I'm going to write that down on my paper. And of course, I think I put my pencil, over here. WPPF, Wendy's Protein Power Flour. I'm going to put this back inside. This is going to be interesting, you guys. I'm very interested in seeing this. Very interested. Now, another thing I realized, my bread tastes better. And I couldn't figure out why. And I couldn't figure out why, on 1 tablespoon of allulose, why it's getting such a pretty color. On 1 tablespoon?
Yeah.
And what I realized is, looking at my allulose, is my allulose is granular. It's not powdered. That's the only thing I can think that's different. That's the only thing. Because it really works well. At least it's been working for me. So I'm just putting a tablespoon of this allulose, which happens to be granular. Didn't even think about that it was. But it is. If you go in there and look, it's granular. It's fine grains, but it's granular. So I loved the taste. Harry was like, what did you do different? Because this bread really tastes good.
Yeah.
And I think it's
they all taste
allulose.
good, but it was
exceptional.
Yeah.
So I am going to put my scale over here. I am going to put in my 1/2 teaspoon xanthan gum. Now, it's going to be interesting because my bread is made with xanthan gum. So the Wendy's Protein Power Flour has xanthan gum in it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So, half teaspoon. The rest of this, which should be about a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. I'm not putting active yeast in it. I've just used nutritional yeast the last couple times, and I just really like the taste. It's about a tablespoon.
Is that what kind of gives it that little bit of sourdough?
I don't know. Yeah, because we're getting a sourdough taste too. Yeah. It's another thing we're doing.
Yeah, it's
so that is it for my dry mix. Okay, that's it for my dry mix. And then I'm going to put in at the end with the dry mix. Sorry, I don't need this bowl. I'm going to put in. I'm going to do it Indigo NILI's way and put the bag on, zero it out, and then put it in. That's easier. Much easier. Good trick, Indigo NILI. Good trick. It's about 3 tablespoons. I'm using the dried whole eggs, and this is the Judy's brand. 5, 14, 17,
16.
Right here.
Okay, see it.
20, exactly. So there's 20 grams in there. I'm kind of scared but excited at the same time. Let me put this over here so I have room on the counter. Crazy woman. Now, I'm adding my 2 teaspoons because rule of thumb for cream of tartar is 1/8 of a teaspoon per egg. And I found that for me, 2 teaspoons works really good in my amount of egg whites that I use. Whatever works for you, use it. That's what I use. And then this is about 1/2 teaspoon, my salt. Thank you, Mary, very much. I love it. I'm gonna put that in there. Gonna raise this up. I'm gonna turn this on and whip this until it is stiff peaks, and then we're gonna add our powder mix that includes Wendy's Protein Power Flour. Anyway, you guys, let's come back when it's stiff peaks. Now I want to add this powdered mix slowly in. I'm excited, scared and excited all at the same time. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna be? Down the chute it goes.
I love that chute thing.
I'm going to turn it on high for about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, excuse me. I'm going to take it off and out. And hold your ears, because yes, I'm going to bang it along the side. So on your mark, get set, hold your ears. Because that's the way I do it. Now, we want to fold this up. You can really see the color difference.
Yeah, difference, man.
And it fell a little bit, but I am going to just get this folded in and get this into the pan really quickly.
Anything in the bottom?
Excuse me.
So curious to know what's going to happen.
Excuse me. I'm going to get this in this pan and get it into the oven fairly quickly, because when you add the egg yolk to it, And it's a light, pretty golden brown color. But you gotta work quick because the minute you add the egg yolk or the egg, whole egg powder, anything with the fat in it will start breaking down the egg yolks. So we wanna get this into the bread pan and into the oven fairly quickly. But I agree with Indigo NILI. She feels, and I feel, it just adds to the texture of the bread when you add that yolk in. Now I can already feel granular when I'm doing my finger across it. Let me get this into the oven and then we'll talk. Oh, that's not good. There, excuse me. I'm gonna cook it for 40 minutes on 325. So when I feel the batter, I can feel the little grains of the protein power flour in it, but you know, it feels more granular right now. But so far, the cookies and everything I've made with it, you can feel the little granular pieces, but it has not affected the outcome once it's been cooked. So that's something to think about. Let me get this into the pan here. But like I said, this is an experiment. And I'm very excited to see if it gives us even more of a bread. And I thought of it after I made the Keto Chow Drop biscuits, because it was like brown bread dough, wasn't it, Harry?
Yeah.
Even the consistency and the look of it, the taste, the texture, the feel was awesome. And I thought, well, what better way to use leftover pieces of the bread that we're already making? And I also made it, let me turn this off. I purposefully made it with the cartoned egg whites for everybody who's outside the United States. It's very expensive. Egg white protein powder is expensive. Eggs, you can get them. You have chickens, you have farms, you know, so they're still the least expensive way of making it. Yes, it's more temperamental, but I think, and then you can, instead of using the powdered egg yolks, you can put 2 whole egg yolks in and fold it in at the end if you can't get the egg yolk powder or the whole dried egg powder instead, because some people are on a limited budget. Some people don't have access to those. Their stores are out. There's a flow that's not working for everybody, and a lot of places are out of stock on them. So I just wanted to give an option. Now I said 40 minutes. I did that because I want to give the bread a chance. Now I'm going to check it at 30, but I just wanted to give it a chance to see if it needs the additional 40 minutes or not. I'm going to have to gauge it. I don't think I would cook it for longer than that, but we'll see. And everybody's oven is a little bit different, but I am very excited. So you guys, let's come back and see. Now, here's another question. Do we leave it in the oven to cool down because it is egg whites? I think we should, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Because that's
so we're gonna do that.
Yes,
we're gonna do that too. So come back when it's bread. Keep your fingers crossed it works, you guys. I'm excited. Harry was asking me a question. He goes, well, why use your bread, your protein power flour, to make it with bread? And I thought, well, because it's a cost savings. Think about this. If you have heels or odd bits and pieces of your bread, right? How many people don't like heels, or your bread has sat too long, or, you know, it may be a little bit more wet than you like, or that loaf didn't turn out. Why not start a bread bag, right? And start making, all you have to do is dry that out. Dry it out, put it in and put it in a blender and then you have it ready to go. So I'm not using as much of the egg white protein powder, because every couple of loaves that I make, I can add my old bread to it, right? Does that make sense to everybody? And the reason why I didn't make
It's cost saving.
It's very cost savings. And the reason why I use specifically real raw chicken eggs instead of dehydrated powdered chicken eggs is a cost factor. My sister has chickens. If you guys have chickens, you have so many eggs that you don't know what to do with them. Bake them into bread, grind them down to flour, and then you've got your flour, and you can make, you can do it from the egg white that comes either from a carton or from a chicken, instead of buying the container, or it's out of stock, or you can't find it. They keep raising the prices on it, all those good things, right? So I just thought, let's play around with it and see. Let's see if the texture and taste doubles or gets a denser, chewier, delicious bread by using cooked bread in the bread. And I think it was because I was reading, somebody said, can we make pizza dough out of your protein power flour? And I thought, well, why not? And then in my brain, I thought, well, I like the egg white one, but yeah, why not? And then I watched Lindsey Murphy do a brownie test. She used the raw protein powder blend, and then she used the Wendy's power flour, and she made the brownies, and the one made with the Wendy's power flour was their favorite. So go look at that. We'll leave the link here.
Yeah, I'll have it down below too.
And put it down below. Another one that I really was pleased about was Indigo NILI did a recipe where she wanted to make a couple of cookies at a time instead of a whole big batch. And she took the protein power flour, mixed a container of raw with all of her ingredients in it, with her chocolate chips and everything, so that when she wants a cookie, she just takes a scoop out, mixes it with water, puts it on a cookie sheet, and bakes it, and only has 1 or 2 cookies at a time, so she's not tempted to eat a whole batch of cookies. So many people are coming up with so many ways to use the protein power flour, and I'm really excited about it because it was just a whim, and now I'm just going to town. I'm trying to, my brain goes faster than the amount of time I have to cook every day, so I'm trying to give you guys something every day with it, and so far everything that I've made has been great and has worked. So I'm excited about that. And thank you for Indigo NILI for experimenting with it. And thank you, Lindsey Murphy, for coming up with the name. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and the brownie thing.
And the brownies. Those brownies look delicious, by the way. They really did. And they look super easy to make.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to bring that up. And now we're waiting for the bread. We're waiting on the bread. And I opened the oven to stick some more bread in there because I wanted to do both. And I noticed it didn't rise that much at all from the batter. So
Boy, does it smell like bread in here.
It smells like bread. Smells like bread. So I'm going to let this cool off a minute. Man, that smells like like my mom's kitchen of bread.
Yeah, well, that's weird.
It just smells like bread.
What's magical about it?
It's hot.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait a few minutes. I'm gonna come back just when it's not like fire burning hot to get it off of the paper, you guys. So one thing I was telling Harry is I'm wondering if I should only use half a cup instead of a whole cup of the protein power flour, because it really does condense. When you put in a loaf of bread and you chop it up, what you get back that's dehydrated is more than half as less. So by adding a whole cup, that was like adding 2 cups.
Right.
So maybe I need to drop it down to half a cup and
Right.
it will raise better.
Yeah, it might be just too heavy for it.
Man,
I know, it just smells
it
wild.
smells
in here.
just like bread.
Yeah.
Not like egg white bread, but
Bread. Yeah,
like you walked into a bakery that just
Yeah.
got through making their batch of bread for the day. So I am super excited. I'm not as excited about the size of it but I did cook it in a bigger pan. It's a pretty bread. So I'm going to let this cool completely down before I cut it to see. But I'm thinking my next loaf, I'm going to use half of the protein power flour and see if it rises more with it. I got to see what the texture of this looks like though first. So you guys will come back in the next segment. But anytime you're baking bread and you're letting it cool down in the oven, pop some of the old stuff in there. Kill two birds with one stone. You're not overheating your oven or overusing it that way too. You're saving on electricity by doing it. And that's what I'm doing because I want to make more goodies with the protein power flour. It's time for the Keto Chow Club giveaway. Yes, indeed, you guys. And we have the random YouTube picker up and ready. So we filtered duplicate users. We've included replies to comments. We've filtered comments based on hashtag keto. And there were 580 unique comments that had hashtag keto in them on our giveaway that we had. So I'm going to scroll up, and I want you to scroll into right here, Harry, because it's going to be right in here. Mm-hmm. Are you Mark? You ready? Mm-hmm. Get set, go! Jennifer Slater. She would love Keto Chow, would love to share it with others. Hooray for Jennifer Slater. Jennifer, you've won this box of Keto Chow. So what I need for you to do, please, is do not leave a comment. I need you to go to my email address, which is lovingitoonketo@gmail.com, right here. I need your full name, your mailing address, and telephone number so I can get this FedExed out to you. I'm going to give you until Wednesday the 22nd to get back to me with that information so that we can mail this out to you by then. If I don't hear from you Wednesday, and Wednesday's come and gone, I'll try to touch bases with you Thursday, but otherwise you forfeit it. So please make sure that you get an email to me as quickly as possible. And congratulations, Jennifer! Woo-hoo! You won a fabulous box of Keto Chow. Okay, you guys, based on the first bread that I got out, this is a very heavy, and it fell, little loaf. I mean, it looks nice, but it feels really heavy. So what I decided to do is because I forgot that when you dehydrate the protein power flour, it becomes denser. And I used a whole cup in this. So what I decided to do was make the exact same recipe, only break the protein power flour down to 1/2 cup and add in 1/4 cup of the egg white protein powder. I did everything else exactly the same. This loaf I put into the oven for 40 minutes. And because it's egg whites that I used, I let it set in the oven again for 20 minutes, just like now this is less heavy. It's not as heavy. And you can see right now, it hasn't fallen. It doesn't rise as much with the protein power flour, but I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't get as tall because the minute you put the dry ingredients into the egg whites, it starts breaking down, especially when you use the whole egg, the whole dried egg powder, or if you're using whole dried yolks. So you want to get it into the pan as quickly as possible and get it into your oven. Number 2, because I used the raw eggs instead of the powder, I let it rest in the oven and turned off the oven for 20 minutes just to give it every chance of not falling or shrinkage at all. So that's what I did. Now the interesting thing is, look at the condensation in the pan. There's a lot of moisture. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can.
That's a lot of moisture that was under the parchment paper. So this one was made with no egg white protein powder. It was made with 1 whole cup of Wendy's protein power flour.
Yeah, because you're trying to eliminate.
I'm not eliminate, I'm just trying to use less of the egg white protein powder.
Right, okay.
This one, I decided to make using 1/2 cup of Wendy's protein power flour and 1/4 cup of dried egg white protein powder. And I used the Nail brand for both. So I am going to let this cool for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to cut into these and see the taste, texture, and feel and the differences between the two, besides the fact that this one fell and this one's doing pretty good so far. What I do like is they didn't cave, well, this one caved in a little bit. The bottom looks good, sides look good, you know, but let's come back and give this 10 minutes to cool down. So you guys, the sole purpose for this experiment was to see, number 1, can we use Wendy's protein power flour, which is basically a baked loaf of bread dried in a dehydrator or oven until it's crisp and dehydrated dry, grind it up into flour, and reuse it for other things like you would flour. One of the things I was thinking when I was thinking about this is it's costing more money to use a protein egg white powder, and if you had chicken eggs and you used that and you used the protein power flour made from leftover bread, you know, pieces, bits and pieces, failed recipes, would it work, and would it cost less to do that? Would it stretch your protein powder farther, right? Your egg white protein powder farther, and would it make the bread taste any different? Would it give it more bread-like consistency, more bread-like texture, or is it too much for the bread to handle? So that's what I was thinking when I made it. So what I want to do first is this one that's very heavy, that I used my Wendy's version 3.0 bread. And instead of adding any egg white protein powder, I used 1 whole cup of Wendy's protein power flour, which is basically the bread that's been dehydrated or dried, ground up, and made into flour. So I can tell you right now, it's a very dense loaf, isn't it, Harry?
Yep.
Cuts very nice. Ooh, looks pretty dang tasty. The crust has bread-like crust already. Unlike the protein spray and modified fast bread crust, it's really flaky. This one is not so much. So wow, it's very wet. It's too wet.
Yeah, well,
I can tell you that right now. Well, it's just too wet. It's got nice texture. I let it cook for 45 minutes, and then I let it sit in the oven to cool for 20. Wow. If I had let this cook for about 5 or 10 more minutes, it would be very good. Because it's good now. Here, Harry, I want you to taste this. But it's wet. Can you hear it? You can feel it.
It's wet.
It's dense. It's wet, but look, the texture.
God, it's like bread. Really good.
It is. It's
like your other bread.
It's more like brown bread. But it's not much different than if you didn't use Wendy's protein power flour. Oh. And that bread is going to have to be dehydrated and made into the protein power flour. So this one's still a little bit warm.
This is the second one, right?
This is the second one, where I cut the protein power flour down to 1/2 cup. And then oh, look at that. I love the bubble texture. Mm-hmm. It's nice and soft. It's a little moist, but not at all. I know when this dries, it's not going to be as moist as the other one was. It's got that bread texture to it. This one's got 1/2 cup protein power flour and 1/4 cup egg white protein powder. It's good. It's not enough different from making it without Wendy's protein power flour, to justify using it. It tastes more like brown bread, more like it's got whole wheat flour in it than my regular 3.0 or 3.1 bread does. But I'm thinking there's not enough difference in it to warrant using less egg white protein powder and adding Wendy's protein power flour to it. I think I will save my Wendy's protein power flour for the cookies and for the crusts and for the other ingredients rather than putting it back into bread. So was it a fail? No. Did it make much of a difference? I don't think so. Here, Harry, taste this. What do you think? It tastes just like our regular, right. It tastes like the regular bread.
Exactly.
So although it wasn't a fail, I don't think it warrants the Wendy's protein power flour in it. The cookies, absolutely. Brownies, absolutely. For crusts and panko stuffing in things, absolutely, it's working great so far. But for the bread, I would stick to the regular recipes that we're using for the high protein or the protein sparing modified fast right now. I would not add this protein power flour to it because I don't think it makes a difference, and that's a step we don't need. So
right.
That's all I'm thinking, but we're going to be eating this bread because it's good bread.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have more of a wheat taste to it?
Yeah, it does.
And a wheat texture to it too. You know how wheat
just
bread...
It's damp.
It is. This is very damp.
Yeah.
That's going to be dried out and going for... See, I'm already got some going here. Yeah. Anyway, you guys, we're going to go ahead. Yes, Sally, I hear you. Tomorrow is a 16-hour fast or 8-hour window. It's regular keto foods day. Use your macros and take a walk. And Sally's sneezing goodbye already.
I know, here.
She's so cute. What are you doing?
Come on.
What are you doing?
We're done.
She's saying good. Oh, yeah, see, she just said goodnight. Say goodnight. Good girl.
Good girl.
Okay, everybody, that's my cue. Please remember to like, subscribe, ring the little bell, give us a thumbs up. She's hungry. We'll see you right here tomorrow. Good night, everyone. You're such a good girl. Geez, I mean, you say good night to everybody, huh? She says, hurry up, Mom, please. Hurry up, Mom. Okay, just a minute. Can you sit down? She says, no, I want to take you and run. I'll give you 2. Come on. Good night. Whoops.
You gave her too many. 1, 2.